Hey everyone, welcome back to the Gambling Chef Kitchen. We have a really easy recipe for you today, and it's also delicious. It's another family favorite of my family's that I grew up eating, and I think that you're gonna love it. It's called Cajun Shrimp. It's delicious. So let's start off by preparing the shrimp. You need 1 pound of peeled and deveined shrimp. I recommend buying the shrimp. This is raw shrimp, by the way. I recommend buying the shrimp that still has the shell on it if you can. It's usually a little bit fresher. If you don't know how to devein a shrimp, I'm going to show you, or peel a shrimp and devein a shrimp, I'm going to show you. So these ones that I bought actually came deveined. So there's like a slit up the back, but it still has the shell on the outside. So the easiest way to take that shell off is to pull off the little leggies, and then you're going to peel this outer shell off and down. And then when you get to the tail, I don't like shrimp that has the tail like shell still on it because you have to work harder to eat it. And I'm like, I just want to shove it in my mouth. I don't want to bother with that. So to get this off cleanly, you just gently grab it by one of these little flippers, and you're going to kind of loosen it, and then you're going to pull, and then it comes off like that. We'll do one more together. It's not as important with these ones to pull the little leggies first. That's actually if it hasn't been deveined like this. So these ones just kind of slide off. But sometimes you'll get the shrimp where they haven't had the deveining, and I'll tell you what to do in that case. So again, we're at the end. We're going to pull on the little flipper, and it's going to come off, and then we don't have to bother with eating shell. If you have shrimp that you peel, by pulling the leggies off and sliding that shell off and then grabbing the tail gently, but it's not deveined, what you're going to do is you're going to take a knife and you're going to run it down the back of the shrimp, just like what happened to this one here. And there's going to be a little digestive tract, we'll call it, that's the nice name for it, in here. And you're going to remove it by either just pulling it out, or you can run it under some cold water and that can wash that out as well. Okay, so we've got 1 pound of shrimp here. I'm gonna move my shells over. And then I have a bunch of parsley. We're gonna get to that in a second. Let's talk about the seasonings that are going on this. So this is a half a cup of extra virgin olive oil. We've got 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of fresh squeezed lemon juice. And then we're going to do a tablespoon of honey. I'm just going to eyeball this because I was too lazy to have a measuring spoon get all dirty from that. And then we've got right here kind of the star ingredient, which is a Cajun Creole seasoning. This is fun. You can test out a whole bunch of different ones. Find your favorite. This one's an organic one. I mean, that doesn't matter as much as the flavor. So just test them out. Find one that you like, and then I think you're going to find yourself making this recipe a lot because it's so easy. Okay, the next step is going to be adding some parsley. So this is going to be 3 tablespoons. Now I'm going to say something really controversial, so prepare yourself. Probably like most of you, I grew up watching cooking shows, and everyone always said, oh, flat leaf parsley, flat leaf parsley. It's flat leaf parsley is what you're supposed to use. Well, during the pandemic, the grocery store, as I'm sure everyone remembers, ran out of a lot of different things. And one of the things that I was looking for one day that they didn't have was flat leaf parsley. And so I had to buy the curly parsley. Guess what? It tastes better. I think it tastes better anyway. Obviously, it's an opinion-based thing. But I was shocked when I tasted it. I'm like, everyone always told me to use flat leaf parsley, so that must be the parsley I'm supposed to use. It's a perfect lesson. Taste everything. That's one of my mottos. I taste everything. I even taste things that people say you aren't supposed to taste, like raw doughs. And obviously, if you have an immune compromised type of situation, you don't want to do that. But taste everything. Don't take someone else's word for what you're supposed to put in a recipe as far as, you know, an ingredient like parsley. Taste things, because every vegetable is going to taste different. Every tomato tastes different. Every carrot tastes different. There are tons of different varieties of produce out there. So taste everything, and give curly parsley a shot because I think it's awesome. I think it got a bad rap. There's some grass here in my parsley. We don't want that. I think it got a bad rap because people used to just garnish things in the restaurants with parsley, with the curly parsley. Don't do that. That's a waste. But definitely check this out because I think it tastes better. Okay. Also, now we're going to move on to knife holding lesson 101. Your knife is not a weapon, so you don't want to hold it like this, like you're chopping. This doesn't give you stability, and I see a lot of cooking show people still doing this, so I'm watching you. What you want to do is you're going to hold the knife like this, and then you're going to put your thumb and second finger right here, right? So when you're chopping, you have a lot more control over what the knife is doing. This is the proper way to hold a knife. Like I said, it's not a weapon. You're not holding it like this. You're going to hold it like this, okay? So when I have parsley like this, I kind of just like shave off all the stems. You can use the stems too. There's nothing wrong with it, but you can also definitely save this for chicken stock. We're going to be making chicken stock together. So don't throw that out. It's actually worth something. And then we're just going to chop this. Get rid of that stem too. This chopping board is a little bit short for me. Setting up these videos, I tried putting heels on, like not a massive heel, but I tried elevating myself a little bit and it looked kind of weird. So for filming, I'm just a little bit the wrong height for this, but I'm gonna power through. We're gonna get this parsley all chopped up. I think I have more than I need, which is fine. I'll use it for something else. I love it. So I make salads with extra parsley. Lots of Mediterranean food has parsley. You can throw it in a lot of things and find, again, just the smell of this. It smells so much better. It's just got this really nice, like, it's a grassy fragrance, but it's also very aromatic. So parsley is not just for garnish. It has a lot of flavor to it. If you've ever had the Middle Eastern dish called tabbouleh, the ones in the traditional Middle Eastern restaurants, sometimes they're like seriously like 80% parsley and 20% the rest of the ingredients, which is like bulgur wheat and cucumber and tomato. And I love that. It's so healthy for you. Okay, we're just about there. Another quick chop. So the recipe, I put 3 tablespoons. You can use less if you don't like parsley, but I love parsley, so I'm going to say that's about a tablespoon, 2, and 3. And then the rest of this, I'm going to save for something else. I just realized I forgot a spoon, as much as I actually wouldn't care about mixing this with my hands. It's a little messy, so I'll be right back with the spoon so I can mix this for you. Okay, I've got my spoon. We're going to stir this together. And make sure you get all that honey incorporated. Honestly, when you make this at home, it's probably better to put everything in the bowl first and then add the shrimp. But I have kind of limited space here and wanted to make sure that I showed you how to devein or peel. I mean, I actually didn't have to do anything. I got off easy today. I wanted to make sure I showed you how to peel the shrimp. So you just want to make sure this isn't, thoroughly combined. You can already tell, I mean, just by looking at this, it's going to taste really good. It's delicious. And this, like, how easy does this get? You just dump everything in a bowl, mix it together, and bake it. Get yourself a loaf of crusty bread and call it a day. Okay. I'm just spreading these out. You want them in pretty much an even layer. If they're too clumped together, they're not going to cook as nicely. So just pushing them together so we get them down in an even layer. There we go. Okay, so again, hopefully you can see that. I'm going to take this to a very hot oven. It's a 450 degree oven. I'm going to bake it for 10 to 12 minutes. And then I'm going to let it sit for another 2 minutes or so. I'm going to give it a stir. It's going to do some carryover cooking, but you don't want to overcook the shrimp. So make sure after 10 to 12 minutes, you check it, take it out of the oven, give it a stir. keep an eye on it, and now we're going to eat. How easy was that? I'm back, and the shrimp is done. It cooked, and I stirred it, and it's been sitting here for about another 2 minutes, and I just want to show it to you because it's so beautiful. It's still hot. It's not like nuclear, but I mean, get the juices. Now this recipe, I imagine you could try it with chicken. I haven't done that before. I think my brother said that he tried it with chicken before, but hey, give it a shot. Honestly, the shrimp is great, but it's all about that delicious sauce. So I'm gonna spoon up some for myself. I've got some crusty bread on my plate here because you gotta soak up the shrimp with, or the shrimp sauce. I mean, it's just this sauce. It's like, it's heaven, 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 heaven. I'm even gonna put some on my bread. Why not? Check this out. Beautiful. It's just, I mean, the best recipes are, in my opinion, simple, that use ingredients that you can find at the supermarket, but don't use a lot of boxed products. I hope you try this one because it is so simple. If you're spending all day at the casino and you come home and you're tired and you need to cook, but you don't want to spend a lot of time, this is a perfect recipe for that. I'm going to ask you guys now for some alone time because I want to be alone with some of this sauce. Hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you again soon.